I have seldom, if ever, met a climate change denier. However, I have met quite a few people who you could say are, look at that, wow, what a colour, climate change acceptors to various degrees. From, I'll just do what I have to, no more, and those who say there's nothing I can do really that's going to make any real difference. And you can understand all of those viewpoints. What we're talking about is varying degrees of managing the situation. It ties in with a broader view that the best we can hope for humanity in the long term is managed decline. What worries me about the idea of climate change acceptance and indeed the idea of managed decline, it implies that it is going to be manageable. And what doesn't seem to be fully appreciated is just how imminent this catastrophic change is. It reminds me a little of the early stages of the COVID pandemic, when the numbers of infections was rising gradually at first and then suddenly accelerated. I remember thinking with COVID, oh, it may not be so bad, and then whoosh. The levels of climate change we're experiencing now are very marked, but we're only in the foothills. I don't think we're at a point of managed decline. I think we're at a point of imminent collapse and catastrophic change. I'm not going to see the full extent of the change. My children will see a lot more of it and the impact it has, and the grandchildren of my generation could potentially suffer greatly. So I'm hoping that more people will do more than just accept climate change and hope that we come up with some means of combating the problems it causes, and do what we can for generations not too far in the future. We didn't choose the world that we were born into, and have found it very difficult to change the way, very difficult to influence the forces that determine so many things, and often by so few people. It is useful to know the causes and what we can do about it, just as we did with the ozone layer. By taking global action and banning CFCs, it worked. The problem in the atmosphere, we figured it out. came up with a plan, executed it. I don't think the scale and severity of the problem we face now will be fixed so easily, and part of those changes will be reassessing what we value. Individuals and companies degrade and damage and destroy our natural world for competitive advantage. And those who choose not to act in that way are disadvantaged. So the whole way things are structured rewards those causing the damage, especially considering that in the West particularly, but I suspect more widely, success is assessed by wealth. And if you look at some of the individuals with vast wealth, I wouldn't see them as successful human beings in the way they view the world and treat others. It's a little bit like the difference between intelligence and wisdom. You don't have to be intelligent to be wise. And just because you're intelligent doesn't mean you're going to be wise. Just because you've got money doesn't mean you're a more worthwhile person than anybody else. The good news is that there are millions and millions of people who believe in and practice a more sustainable outlook. So, what's one thing we can do? Like the Mosley series, one good thing to do for your health. One thing we can all do is take one of the carbon footprint assessment quizzes, which are very quick, and they're on places like the World Wildlife Fund site and others, basically to see how much of the carbon footprint you have and whether it's above or below a sustainable level. Don't see it as a judgment, see it as a starting point, and try and bring the number down. And hopefully this will be part of a broader shift in the way we approach the environment. If we can make significant enough changes, who knows? I'll put a link in the description to the World Wildlife Trust's carbon footprint calculator. It doesn't take very long, very simple. And in doing the survey, you become aware of what things have the biggest impact on climate change.